Make this sound power.
Try it out.
Test, test. Test, test. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody here. Good morning, everybody watching online. So, welcome to another Ifa Temple service. My name is Bob Anthony, and I will here with Okamran Sophie Temple here in Miami, Florida. We're blessed to be together with our community here in Miami. We always encourage you, please reach out if you'd like to join. I've gotten quite a few messages of folks who are interested. So please, we're not gonna bite. Come out, join us, meet the other members of the community, and let's grow and talk about Ifa together. So I encourage that. Today's sermon title is titled "Eyes That See Tomorrow." This is a part of a three-part series, I believe, that I wanted to talk about what Ifa says when it comes to planning for our future, like thinking, like trying to see ahead. Many times we're very focused on what our current situation is and how challenging things can be at the moment. And so it becomes, I think if sometimes we focus so much on just now, we don't really look too far ahead of us, where we're going, where we'd like to end up, where would we like to be when all of this is done at some point later in life. When Ifa tells us that we can focus on or think about the idea of having wealth, the idea of having a good spouse, the idea of having good children, all of those good things in our life, right? So it tells us those are the things we should be praying for and working towards, right? Is that where happiness is. But then what about our career? What about what our children will do? What about, there's many different aspects of the future that we have to consider. And so we're going to start by having just some conversation about what it looks like to think about your future, what that may be. And it isn't always that we're focused so much on our challenging moments now, but again, working towards, what we want to establish for ourselves and possibly for our children. So today's message is not about eyesight, even though it says eyes that see tomorrow. Right? It's not necessarily about eyesight. It's more so about insight. Right? What can we think about in order to move towards our steps? So our first message, and our sermon is set up a little different today. I don't have questions per se, but I have areas that we can focus on. So the first one is vision is spiritual, not just logical. The first go-to we're going to discuss is Ope Obara. Please repeat after me. Yes, Ope Obara. Ope had performed wonders. Only the slanderers remain to be pleased. After Ifa had successfully accomplished all things. Only the foul tongue despisers remained. This was Ifa's message for Isaga. Offspring of those who worship the high seas and get their table salt from the lagoon. He was advised to offer Ebo. So here we have the story of Isaga. Isaga had a very interesting life. Much of it, you can say, was pretty much planned for him. He came from a family of shipbuilders, right? So he was a tradesman. He wasn't in the place where he had decided, oh, I'm going to go to college, I'm going to leave town, I'm going to find my career, I'm going to do all this different things. It's just kind of that's the American dream, right? You want to get your kids ready, you want to send them to college, you want to figure things out. But sometimes kids grow up in the family of tradespeople, right? So they continue that trade and they're extremely successful. Here's Isaga. He was a tradesman. He built ships. That's what his family did. His Mother's family built ships. His father's family built ships. So it was a trade. That's what he knew, right? And along with the shipbuilding, he did some fishing, but really his focus was on building ships. And so while he knew what his career path and his goal was in life, like what he was going to do, he wasn't thinking about being a businessman. He wasn't thinking about selling and marketing. He wasn't thinking about anything else but what his family had already set up for him. He wanted to know how he would be successful in all the aspects of life, right? How he could be successful at finding a good spouse. How will he be successful at being financially stable? How he could be successful at having good kids and raising them well. How could he be successful at being someone who gives back to the community? He had so many questions. I mean, the list of questions was really quite impressive when you read the story. And so you're like, okay, well, what does he do next? He's an Ifa devotee, so he goes to his awo and he has Ifa cast. And he asks the Babalawo his questions, and the Babalawo says, Ashe. Ifa says that everything that you hope and wish for will be yours, because you came to this world with a mission and a task at hand. Everything is set. You know where you want to go, and everything that you wish for yourself you will be successful at. You need to offer a bow in order to support yourself spiritually. As well, you need to focus on a few things. One, make sure that you are a representative of the community and family that you are from. Focus on your character. Focus on never letting backbiters or those who wish to talk their negative talk about you, don't let them be the issue in your life, right? Work towards developing your character, work towards ignoring those who wish for you to fail. Be someone who is dedicated to your work, right? Your dedication will show through the product that you put out, right? So that I will have given him so much good advice. And Isaga sat there, he's like, I say, he offered Diabo as soon as he could, and then he went out to live his life. As Diabo said, he became extremely popular. His ships were so strong that it was said that no wave could knock over his ships. He became extremely popular because of his work ethic and because of his reputation. At the same time, he ignored all those around him, and he continued to be dedicated to everything that was said to him. He continued to be dedicated to his new wife, which he had acquired and met at one point, to his children, right? He raised them well. They became important people in the community themselves, right? And so things developed for Isaga very, very well. Interestingly enough, the rumor was that Isaga had made a deal with an ocean deity called Oluwari Magbojo. Oluwari. Have you all heard this before? It's not a popular Orisha, but she is in charge of rivers and the high seas and bringing about justice and support. So people thought, hey, he must have made a deal with this particular deity in order for him to find the success that he's had in his life. So you can only imagine that's not the case in this situation. He just simply went to Ifa and followed his destiny, right? He had vision to see what he wanted to have for himself, and he simply sought spiritual support in order to get there, right? And that's the thing we have to think about. That's where the vision starts. It's not just a logical move. Hey, I'm a shipbuilder. My parents are shipbuilders. So I'm just going to go be a shipbuilder. No, the spiritual aspect of it was the support from Ifa. As devotees, we know that, right? As parents, we know that we're going to take care of our children. Children, we hope you understand, as us as parents, that we're here to support you every part of the way. Just as the way Ifa is supporting us, we want Ifa to support you so that you have the success that we discuss within these stories. So, things that we need to think about, the main things and things that I want us to consider. It's going to be important at times that even when things are bad, we understand we want to go and seek Ifa. But when things are good, let us also seek Ifa, so that Ifa can support us, so that we don't deal with the things that go bad, right? That's one of the things we have to consider. Somebody once told me that, honestly, as devotees, we get a lot of information, be it dreams, be it like feelings, whatever it may be, there's always a warning before the challenging times come. I've noticed that. I've noticed that about myself. If I dream weird, I'm going to try to cast the fog, clean my read, do what I have to do in order to support myself. So we're working towards doing those things. So we'll go back to what I was saying. We want to be offer a vote. We want to be transparent in the things that we do, our work. We want to be focused, dedicated. We want to be people who don't get angry easily. Those are traits that we need to practice. We've heard about these, right? I've talked a little about these in the past. We don't want to get distracted. If we have a goal in mind, being distracted is a challenge. It could be a phone, it could be a relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be any number of things. But if we can stay focused and dedicated on the things that we want to accomplish, that's only going to take us farther in life. All right? As Isaga had heard from his Awo, Ifa will take care of the rest if we take care of the things that we need to do. That's a powerful statement. That is a very, very powerful statement. So we hope to make that part of what we do in life. Now, let's go to our second area. And I titled this, Your Ori already knows your path. Your Ori already knows your path. So let's get into it. We're going to go to the verse of Obedi. Obedi. Please repeat after me. The dust that passes under a masquerade's apata costume.
Under a masquerade apata costume.
A serious uprising.
A serious uprising.
Is it that shakes a city?
Is it that shakes a city
to its foundation?
to its foundation?
An oversized barn.
And an oversized barn.
Is it that caves in? Is it that caves in?
Is it that caves in
from the center?
From the center.
Aworan Moko.
Aworan Moko.
Different images are carved for.
Different images are carved for.
Different masquerades.
Different masquerades.
The Awo of La Benro.
The Awo of La Benro.
They were the Awo.
They were the Awo.
Who cast Ifa for.
Who cast Ifa for.
Ori Nin Se Bayi.
Ori Nin Se Bayi.
Ori instructs me to do things this way.
Ori instructs me to do things this way.
He who uses coconuts to feed his Ori.
He who uses coconuts to feed his Ori.
To acquire prosperity quickly.
To acquire prosperity quickly.
He was advised to offer Ebo.
He was advised to offer Ebo.
Okay, so the character of this particular story, it's a very long name. Ori Nin Se Bayi. So he was in a particular situation where, and his name means, or he instructs me to do things this way. He was an actually very intelligent, bright young man, had a very good head on his shoulders. The challenge was that his prayers, the things that he was working towards, weren't manifesting in his life. And he couldn't figure out what was going on. Right? He was hardworking, he was dedicated to Ifa, everything around him, everything he was working towards. He was a good person. He just couldn't figure out why his Ori wasn't hearing prayers, why things weren't manifesting. So he goes to see his Awo, and he asks his Awo very similar questions to Isaga. He wants to know, what's going on? I've been praying, I've been diligent with everything I need to do, but my prayers aren't manifesting in my life. I feel as if I'm working towards my progress, but wall after wall comes up. And the Awo explains to him, he says, I should. Well, let's see what Ifa says. Cast Ifa, the Odu of Obedi comes out. And the Awo explains to him, he says, yes, you have a very good Ori. You came with a very fantastic Ori from heaven. Right? The challenge is this. In your particular case, you have not propitiated your Ori enough. You need to work to propitiate your Ori. You need to stay focused on your character. You need to stay focused on the things that you want to work towards in your life. Right? So he heard the owl. He's like, okay, so what do I do? The owl says, in your case, you need to do a special offer. This includes coconut, something called wara, which is a type of cheese, and shrimp. Right? So he got his coconut. He had to offer his elbow. He got his coconut. He had all the special wara cheese and his ede, his shrimp. And he had to mash them together. He made his paste for his ori, and he started appreciating his ori more often and more regularly. We all know, hopefully, we all know what our ori is, right? Right? This is our head, it's our soul, it's our connection to Olodumare. And so as he started to go through this process and propitiate his ori, things started to improve like that. His prayers started to manifest much quicker, right? The blockages that he was having weren't there anymore. And very quickly, it was that people thought he was doing some kind of magic or made some kind of pact with somebody in order for his life to turn around so quickly and so fast. Sometimes we as devotees can spend so much time praying. We're working towards a very, very specific task at hand. Our life is not bad. Our life is not bad. We are blessed because we have so many good things, but there are things that we're still working to accomplish. So sometimes we have to seek the knowledge of Ifa in order to understand. We have to remember that what sets us apart from so many different religious practices is that we have a system of divination. We have a system of identification that helps us to pick the exact nature of work that we need as the individual, right, to open up our pathways forward, right? So what's for you is not for you. What's for you is not for you. What's for you is not for me, right? That's what makes Ifa very special. We don't just say, go and pray and hope that things will work out. It's not that simple, right? Our practice of Ifa is so much deeper than that. And so we need that connection. We need that communication to have the understanding of how we can be successful. And that's what Ori Ninsebai was dealing with in his life. That was simply it. He needed the key ingredient in order to open his Ori's pathway, in order for him to see, this is what I need to do, and this is where I need to set my focus. I wish I could say there was one answer for the entire community of Ifa. But we're all individuals. We're all individual practitioners. We all have different needs, right? And when our Oris need something, that's where we need to focus on getting to that point of knowing what that is. And so I have one little saying that I want all of you to repeat after me. When I honor my Ori, my blessings will find me.
My blessings will find me.
Think about that, right? So this particular verse, it's kind of long, but we're gonna repeat the entire verse. So please repeat after me. The dust that passes under,
The dust that passes under,
a masquerades a pata costume.
a masquerade Pata costume.
A serious uprising is it
A serious uprising is it
that shakes the city to its foundation.
that shakes the city to its foundation.
An oversized barn is it
An oversized barn is it
that caves in from the center.
that caves in from the center.
Aworan moko.
All multiple
Different images are carved
different images are carved
for different masquerades.
for different masquerades.
The Awo of Lagbemro,
The Awo of Lagbemro,
they were the Awo who cast Ifa.
they were the Awo who cast Ifa.
For Ori Ni Sebani.
For Ori Ninsebai.
Ori instructs me to do things this way.
Ori instructs me to do things this way.
He who uses coconuts to feed his Ori.
He who uses coconuts to feed his
to acquire prosperity quickly.
To acquire prosperity quickly.
He was advised to offer a bow.
He was advised to offer a bow.
He complied.
He complied.
My Ori says that I will be blessed with prosperity.
My Ori says that I will be blessed with prosperity.
I will be prosperous.
I will be prosperous.
I will acquire the blessing of prosperity quickly.
I will acquire the blessing of prosperity quickly.
The array of prosperity which I have not yet acquired.
The array of prosperity which I have not yet acquired.
It is Edde,
It is
the strength
the strength
that decrees for me for it to come now.
that decrees for me for it to come now.
My Ori says that I will be blessed with a spouse.
My Ori says that I will be blessed with a spouse.
I will be a married person.
I will be a married person.
I will acquire the blessing
I will acquire the blessing
of a compatible spouse.
of a compatible spouse.
The blessing of a spouse
The blessing of a spouse
which I have not yet acquired.
which I have not yet acquired.
It is Edde
It is that day
that decrees for me
that decrees for me
for it to come now.
for it to come now.
My Ori says,
My Ori says,
and we'll pause right here, but it goes, the verse continues on very long, but it's essentially then goes into my Ori says that I will be blessed with children. I will be blessed with good home. I will be blessed with good horses. I will be blessed with, etc. All array of life, right? And so it's our Ori that's here to support us. It's our Ori that will take us to places. There's one section that I didn't include. I'm gonna explain it really quickly. This goes to the beginning of the verse where it's talking about the masquerade and apata. So something interesting, which I thought this kind of leads to a little bit of historical information about what happens during Egungun celebrations, right? So it's my understanding that chief Egungun priests will carry around this wooden item called the apata, right? And people would come and pray during this time. Because there's so many people moving around, right? They were explaining, the priest explained to Ori Senbai that, when the dirt kicks up when people are moving, right? That's kind of like your prayers. It's being kicked up around, but it's not being answered, right? When there's a lot of people and there's chaos and it kicks up a lot, right? That's when you start to get to the point of feeling anxious. Everybody, they can't see, right? And so that's how your prayers feel right now, because they're not being answered. And so that's why he was giving them that scenario to explain to him that, within time and proper ceremony, you're going to take care and receive all the great possible. So just to explain that portion of the verse. All right. So let's go on to our third verse of the day. This one is, this section is entitled, Seek Clarity Through Ifa. I said, they love to play. It's okay. We'll get to play soon. Seek clarity through Ifa, prayer and self-inquiry. So this verse, it comes from the Odu of Iwosun Iwori. Okay, please repeat after me. The farmer woke up.
The farmer woke up
And made a fire.
and made a fire,
But he could not use the fire
but he could not use the fire
to roast a chameleon for consumption.
to roast the chameleon for consumption.
These were Ifa's declarations
These were declarations
for Orumila.
for
When going to provide
Lord
a protective umbrella for his children
a protective umbrella for his children.
because of untimely death.
Because of untimely death,
He was advised to offer a bow.
he was advised to offer a bow.
He complied.
He complied.
Orumila,
Orumila,
please provide me with sanctuary.
please provide me with sanctuary.
Death abounds out there.
Death abounds out there.
Oju Oro,
Would you all
access a protective umbrella
access a protective umbrella
for the stream.
for the stream?
Orumila,
Orumila,
Please provide me with sanctuary.
Please provide me with sanctuary.
Death abounds out there.
Death abounds out there.
Osibata
O Sibata,
acts as a protective umbrella
acts as a protective umbrella
for the river.
over the river.
The roof
The roof
acts as a protective umbrella
acts as a protective umbrella
for the house.
for the house.
The cat
The cat
acts as a protective umbrella
acts as a protective umbrella
for the head.
for the head.
The big body of water
The big body of water
acts as a protective umbrella
acts as a protective umbrella
for the river and sand.
for the river and sand.
Orumula,
O Rumia,
please provide me with sanctuary.
please provide me with sanctuary.
Death abounds out there.
Death abounds out there.
Okay, so this particular verse, this particular verse is a wonderful verse to chant. This is a wonderful verse to chant when you are seeking the support of Orumula, when you are seeking the protective coverage, right? We understand the different things that we're asking for and the representation, understanding that the roof protects the house, the cat protects our head, right? We understand those different aspects. And that's how Orumula protects its children. Now, how do we identify the children of Orumula? Yes, the Ide. But what if one day you lost your Ide? Does that mean you're completely left out in the cold?
No
So how do we identify the children of Orumula?
character.
Ashe. No matter what we wear, no matter what we have on, it's our character that Orumula is going to be looking for. We have to understand. So that means we have to be representatives of Orumula, the Orisha, no matter where we are and at all times in our life. It sounds challenging, but it's really not that hard. It takes time to get there, but if we think about it, it's not that hard. We want people to be honest with us, correct? So we should be honest with them. We want people to be kind to us, correct? So we should be kind to them. We want people to be understanding of us when we have challenges, right? So we should be understanding of them. Yeah, it's easy to say, but these are the things that we have to be thinking about as practitioners. All right? So that means when I get cut off in traffic, am I saying, you jerk, blah, 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 blah? Listen, at one point I wanted to. But now I'm forcing myself to literally say, man, they must be in a hurry. I hope they don't have to go to the bathroom too bad. Right? I get it. Because what help does it help me to be upset in the car by myself? Who does that benefit? Right? And then if I find myself in a position where I'm upset and I'm angry, I'm probably going to make the wrong choice in a very dangerous vehicle.
Or when you get home.
Or when you get home, you take it out on somebody in your family, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely the worst. So there are a lot of things that we sort of have to think about early. There are a lot of things that we have to sort of understand early. Right? We're devotees of Ifa. So in order to have Ifa's protection, we need to be clear how we are as devotees. We need to be clear on how we act and how we present ourselves. And do the best we can. We're going to make mistakes. That's just life, right? We're going to make mistakes, but we're going to do the best we can. We're going to continue to pray and ask for support of our Bori, of the Orishas, through everything that we do, right? And the thing I want us to think about, the question of the day, it says, if I said, who deserves protection? Anybody? Who deserves protection?
Everyone.
Yes. Well, or the one that is truthful, the one that is honest, the one that is benevolent, the one that is understanding. So if we want that protection and support from Ifa, we need to understand those things.
And for prayers to manifest.
Yes, for our prayers to manifest. Ashe,
Sometimes it's our own character that gets in the way.
Ashe. That is the truth, Father. That is the truth. And so repeat after me. Clarity is my protection.
Clarity is my protection.
Ashe. So if we seek to be clear in our prayers, if we seek to be clear in who we are and how we represent ourselves as people, then that will hopefully bring us to the place that we need to be. I got one more section I want to share with us. This will be familiar. All right, so this section is entitled Curiosity and Gratuity. Guess what verse I'm going to use? Otura Erete. Please repeat after me. To show gratitude upon gratitude
To show gratitude upon gratitude
is the award of all gratitude.
is the apple of all gratitude.
To display benevolence upon benevolence
To display benevolence upon benevolence
is the award of all benevolence.
is the apple of all benevolence.
Whoever does not show gratitude
Whoever does not show gratitude
for yesterday's benevolence,
for yesterday's benevolence,
such a person
such a person
will not receive today's gratuity.
will not receive today's gratuity.
These were the declarations of Ifa
These were the declarations of Ifa
to the 401 Irumole
to the 401 Lord
when going to marry Opwe.
when going to marry Oprah.
Gratitude.
Gratitude,
The daughter of
the daughter of
Orisha Boruki
Orisha Boruki
Obatala.
Obata.
They also declared the same
They also declared the same
to Orumila
to Oromia
when going to marry Opwe.
when going to marry Oprah.
The daughter of Orisha Boruki.
The daughter of Orisha Boruki.
I am grateful.
I am grateful.
I receive my gratuity.
I receive my gratuity.
I am grateful for yesterday's favor.
I am grateful for yesterday's favor.
I shall receive today's gratuity.
I shall receive today's gratuity.
Otora Erecte,
O Lord,
I am very grateful.
I am very grateful.
So, this is a verse of Ifa we chant with our morning prayers. It's to show gratitude for the things that we have in our life, for the support of Ifa Rishes that we have every day. Right? A part of this whole process of moving forward, and this verse puts it so clearly. If we are thankful for all of the things that we have received, that we currently have in our life, then our future blessings will be secure. Let us think, right? That's where our focus is on. We can't spend our time complaining about how hard things are now when we have it so well. We really do. Right? I know others are going through very challenging times. Right now I'm looking at our community going, we have homes, we have families, we have food in our fridge, we have work, we have so much to be thankful for. Right? We have so much to be thankful for. Many others are going through some challenges, and we understand, right? And that's why coming together as a community, that with those that you hear, because you hear the Christians so many times say, those who pray together stay together, right? It works in the same in our community too. When we pray together, we support each other to lift each other up. We have to keep that in our frame of thought. We have to keep that in our mind. We have to keep that in our focus, right? And so then the question comes is, and this is our question of the week, what happens when I give thanks? More blessings come. That's what Otora Rete is telling us, right? Let us not forget yesterday's gifts so that we can continue to receive the blessings of today. All right? Everybody say it loud. Gratitude begets favor.
Gratitude begets favor.
Ashe.
Ashe.
So that's the message and the stories of today that I'm going to share. And what do we learn from these stories? Things that we have to think about. Vision is a spiritual process. We may have a vision that we're focused on in the route that we want to go, but without the support of Ifa, then spiritually we're not supported. And we need that balance in our life. Not just the physical realm, but the spiritual realm for support. Our Ori knows what's best for us. Let us support our Ori with propitiation. Let us support our Ori with proper alignment, right? It's when our Ori is out of alignment that challenging things really start to happen to us, right? Clarity through our prayers, through our introspect, through our looking inside. That's what helps us to understand the things that are going on around us. And finally, the blessings that we have, let us continue to be grateful for them, because those blessings come when we are grateful to those who bring them to us. Right? So ask yourself these things. What am I really called to become? Am I ready to step into alignment, see clearly, and walk in purpose? If you are ready, please say, I have eyes that see tomorrow.
I have eyes that see tomorrow.
So let us close with a prayer for this week. Orisha, guide us. Ifa, open your inner eyes. Ori, align us with our highest destiny. May we walk in clarity. May we move with discipline. May we seek with gratitude. May we live with courage. Let the eyes within us be opened. Let the wisdom of Ifa be upon us, and let the blessings of tomorrow begin today. Ashe. All right. So thank you very much for joining us for today's Ifa Temple service. For those of you out there online, we appreciate your support. And for those who are watching, please again, consider joining us on one of these Sundays. I think it's a good time to come together as a community. With that, I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed week.